Hi, Anthony. Can you tell us about IFP?
Yes, IFP is the world's largest and oldest support organization for independent filmmakers, media makers, podcasters, all sorts of storytellers. We've been around since 1979. We throw the Gotham Awards every year, which is the first large awards in the film festival circuit. We've had IFP Week for over 40 years, which is one of the largest collection of independent film makers and film deal makers in the world. It happens every year in September. We have independent film labs, which support filmmakers. We publish Filmmaker magazine, which we've been doing continually for 28 years now. We have a media center in Brooklyn that's 20,000 square feet. That's an incubator space for storytellers. It has a theater in it and classrooms. And we do many other programs that support independent films, independent visions, fighting for bringing the outside voices into the mainstream. We were shooting for diversity and inclusion in the film world a long time before everybody else was, and we're still going strong.
And how do you help filmmakers on the festival circuit?
The IFP is involved in many of the largest film festivals in the world. There's IFP sections in Cannes, in Berlin, in Toronto, in Rotterdam, in Sundance, and we nurture the filmmakers. We help them make the films, and then when those films are made, we help bring them to the festivals, help market them and publicize them at the festivals, and help guide the filmmakers through the festival process, which is sometimes a confusing and disorienting experience for people who haven't done it before.
Yeah, 10,000 film festivals is a lot on their plate.
There's a lot of film festivals out there, and I think a lot of people, especially when you're starting out, need a little bit of direction for how to handle them because they're complicated, and you want to be able to master them, and you have to master them quickly because the film festivals are on and then they're over before you know it, and you want to really make the most of it.
And from all these actions you're taking, and what in your view is the most important for the filmmaker? What's the most important benefit?
The most important benefit for what a filmmaker should do, or
not for
IFP?
Being a member. And
I think the most important benefit about being an IFP is that you get to meet other people who are in your position. You get to learn from other people who were in your position. You get guidance for how to advance in your career and advance your film into the world, and you get a little bit of context for how your film is incorporated into the media world, how it gets distributed, how it hits in the world, and what to do next.
And is the tools from the internet and how is that helping you achieve that?
Well, I mean, the world is much closer now because of the capability of communicating through the internet, and I think that there's a lot of web-enhanced aids that bring filmmakers that are outside of New York closer to the IFP through the web.
All right, then last question, because
Yes.
this is a special day today with Sandra receiving this award. What's your definition of an independent filmmaker?
I think it's a good question, because an independent filmmaker used to be a filmmaker who's making films independent of the studio system. And I think what happens now is that the definition of an independent filmmaker is not just films anymore, it's any type of media, whether it's film, TV, streaming, web, podcasting, lots of different ways to tell stories. So that's one. And two, it's some of those independent visions and independent pieces of media are distributed through studios or through large streaming companies, or independently, or directly from the producers or the filmmakers. So it's not really anymore about how that project is financed, but it's more about what the vision is. Is it an independent vision? Is it a vision that's not corporatized? Is it a vision that is outside of the mainstream, showing a new perspective, showing new stories, and telling them in new ways?
Yeah, and lastly, sorry, I can't resist. It's not a question, just an opinion, and you may disagree. Do you think that one of the reasons reason of your success, the role you have, is linked to the fact that your state, your government, doesn't have the same tools that we French have, like Unifrance, like help, CNC, subsidies, and all those things that help the filmmakers connect and get fundings, whereas you didn't have that in the US.
I think it's a very interesting point that we've talked about quite a bit over the years. We wish we had more help from the government, but we don't.
Yeah.
But as a result, the movies that we make really generally have to turn a profit, and because they have to turn a profit, they have to find an audience that's willing to pay for it. So there's an argument to be made that that process, even though it makes the production of films more difficult and more expensive, strengthens the muscles to try to get the movies that we make or the shows that we made seen by more people, and that turns into more of a business. At the same time, I look at all the advantages that state-supported filmmaking have, and I'm constantly jealous.
Well, thank you so much, Anthony, and have a great Berlinale and
Thank you.
Thank you so much.